compliments of the season. Hello and welcome to the main news on Kopala TV. We start with the headlines. The opposition Green Party says the country could raise up to 36 billion United States dollars through the sale of medicinal marijuana. Opposition political parties condemn government's decision to legalize marijuana. Meanwhile, members of the public in Kitwe have given different reactions on the growing of marijuana. And in international news, ex-Pakistan leader sentenced to death for treason. To present the news, I'm Frida Shakarima. The opposition Green Party says the country could raise up to 36 billion United States dollars annually through the sale and export of medicinal marijuana. Monica Baidu caught up with Peter Sinkamba, the mastermind of the controversial medicinal marijuana concept.
When Peter Sinkamba brought about the idea of cultivating marijuana as an election manifesto way back in the year 2013, many misunderstood the man. Mr. Sinkamba, the leader of the Green Party, was castigated by many. Opposition political parties, the church, and members of society poured venom on the Green Party leader. Almost 9 years after he started propagating the use of marijuana for economic purposes, the government of Zambia has finally bought into his concept.
Identify those who are not employed. And what we have said is that we are going to put it in every district farm so that each district employs its own youths. Not migrating from one town to another to go and get a job there. No. First of all, locals must be given priority number one. That's what we had said. Then for the farmers, small-scale farmers, they are known. Those that have shambas here and there, they are known. We just tell them, okay, come and we'll give you a portion in the Zambian National Service for farm. You'll be cultivating jamba here. Your maize, you grow it at your traditional farm.
However, despite being the brainchild of the cultivation of marijuana, the government has opted to leave out Mr. Sinkamba on the actualization of his concept.
And we have been a signatory since that time. But you need to understand that cannabis for medicinal purposes has been in our law books for a long time, from 1967, during Dr. Kanda's time. The Dangerous Drugs Act 95 of the laws of Zambia provides for use of cannabis for medicinal purposes, and the licensing is also under there. So it's a law we have been sitting with for the last 52 years or so, but which have not implemented because of certain shortfalls within the system. So all we need to do is make sure that if we're going to trade in cannabis at international level, we need to comply with the UN Convention, the Single Convention on Narcotics of 1972, and then make sure that we license according to that. Then we have no problem. All these countries that have since joined in to trade in cannabis are operating within the UN Convention, which is under the WHO, the World Health Organization. That's the driving agency for the convention. So it's not going to be new. There's been these laws all this time.
Mr. Sinkamba, however, agrees meeting government officials who invited him to share the concept on cannabis cultivation.
Okay, for now, we understand that government intends to license from the statement which has been made by the Minister of Information, where there was approval to a technical committee of government to proceed with the licensing mechanisms to be put in place and the policy directions. That committee. So we haven't yet received data on the payments, besides what we read on social media from an undisclosed source, because the minister did not indicate on the amount. But if what we saw in the media is true, where to get a license would be $250,000, then that will be exclusively for the rich. Then we are going to cut off our small-scale farmers. You know, our small-scale farmers can't even afford to buy a bag of fertilizer. FISIP has been supporting these farmers year in, year out, where government provides maybe 4-8 bags of fertilizer every year and 1 or 2 bags of seed every year. So to ask a farmer who can't afford to buy a bag of fertilizer to pay $250,000 definitely is not tenable. It doesn't make sense.
The Green Party leader feels the government of Zambia should consult him if the concept of growing marijuana for economic purposes is to work out. Monica Baidu, Kopala TV News in Kitwe.
Opposition political parties have strongly opposed the decision by the PF government to legalize the sale of marijuana in the country, regardless of the benefits that will be derived from such sale of drugs. Now, the political parties say if indeed Zambia is a Christian nation, Cabinet should rescind its decision to legalize the sale of cannabis, as doing so will open up and expose the country to violent crime and organized cartels of international drug barons.
Opposition political parties in the country have roundly condemned the decision by government to legalize marijuana for medicinal and economic purposes. The opposition political parties say legalizing marijuana will not only promote moral decay but open up to Zambia organized criminal drug cartels. The All People's Congress Party feels the sale of marijuana will not only ruin the lives of citizens but in turn promote to lawlessness in the country.
We are not persuaded by the decision of government to legalize marijuana in this country. First, we think that we are a Christian nation, and a Christian nation cannot be in the forefront cultivating and consuming and exporting drugs. There's no debate about it that ultimately these drugs will be consumed locally by our young men and women. As matters stand in this country, we are grappling with alcohol abuse and substance abuse among our young people. And therefore, legalizing marijuana, in essence, we're saying it's okay for young people to start abusing the drug. And let me say this, that wherever in the world where drugs have been cultivated, there are violent crimes. And I must say that all these dangerous criminals, global criminals, will all come and set up camp here in Zambia in order to deal in these dangerous drugs. And I think that the government did not carry out an exhaustive debate on its intention to legalize marijuana. As responsible leaders of my generation, we condemn this particular piece of legislation. We think that it will abet lawlessness and criminality. It will spike criminality levels in our country, even if the government is broke. But the solution does not lie in the legalization of marijuana. We all must condemn the legalization of marijuana. We're a Christian nation, and we know that marijuana, whether you call it dagga, at the center of it is that these drugs destroy lives, young lives. And therefore, we think that it is an ill-timed piece of legislation, which we think that the government is trying to raise revenue by legalizing the cultivation of the drug. So we think that it's a wrong way of raising revenue. We condemn it in the strongest terms.
And the opposition National Democratic Congress NDC party says the export of marijuana will be another scandal, just like the way the sale of Mukula logs has been handled.
It is extremely unfortunate that the PF government have continued to demonstrate their unconcern for the Zambian people and the local entrepreneurs. Honestly, we know the legalizing of marijuana is not because the government have followed an ethical or moral aspect. It's purely because the government of Zambia is broke, and the insatiable appetite of the PF government leadership to make revenue from any sector they want to do. Very soon, don't be surprised when you see that they are going to legalize prostitution so that they can even get a few taxes that will come from there into their pockets. Honestly, how can they peg the licensing fee at over 3 million kwacha? How many Zambian farmers have got are millionaires? How many Zambian farmers will afford the 3 million kwacha? This is unethical. They are only doing it to enrich their foreign friends, the Chinese, the Lebanese, you name them, and a few politically aligned PF members. 3 million kwacha. Honestly, a Zambian peasant farmer can afford to do that. We know that there is a lot of money involved in marijuana cultivation. And I can assure you, Zambians, this money will not go into the government treasury. Very little out of it, like we have seen in Mukura, like we have seen in the precious minerals that we have in Zambia, like emerald and gold. Very little go into the Zambian coffers, and much of it go into individual pockets.
Meanwhile, the opposition United Party for National Development (UPND) said the decision to legalize marijuana has been made in bad faith.
We shall wake up as Zambian people only to learn that the PF government has legalized the gayism, the way they've legalized the marijuana without consulting the Zambian people. The Zambian people should be, one day, shall wake up in a rude shock to find that the PF government have legalized gayism. We need consultation. The Zambian people need to be consulted before the PF government legalize anything done. We just wake up today that the Kurimefyamba basuminisha muchalo chesu icha Zambia without consulting the Christian people, because we claim Zambia is a Christian nation.
According to the chief government spokesperson, the government has purged the license for marijuana at $250,000 United States dollars. Victoria Mkupo, Kopala TV News in Kitwe.
But the ruling Patriotic Front on the Copperbelt has defended the decision by the government to legalize marijuana. A PF Mulungushi Ward Councillor Charles Banda says the country will benefit economically from the sale of medicinal marijuana.
It is against this background that I would wish to support the government of the day for having taken such an initiative to make sure that marijuana is legalized, so much that it is used for the betterment of our economy and indeed for medicinal purposes. In most of the countries where marijuana is used, you find that today in most of our supermarkets, chain stores, there are a lot of products which contain marijuana substance, particularly lotions, shampoos, and soaps. You see, as a country today, we should always be thinking outside the box and see how best we can develop our country economically from the produce that we grow. I don't see any essence from people, particularly the opposition political leaders, who should be condemning this move. Instead, as a country, we should be focusing more on seeing to ensure or ensuring that we see how best we fence around this merchandise, so much that it is not abused, it is not consumed by our young people, particularly the youth, who so much need employment. Today we should be talking about how best this marijuana can be cultivated and indeed processed locally, so that even as we export, we do not expose the raw material. We instead export a product which will earn us a lot of forex. We should make sure that we engage quite a number of our youth. If anything, let us make sure that we give this responsibility and duty to institutions like ZNS, who can see how best we can have our civilian youth employed in these sectors, so that once this product is grown, it is processed within the country, we should start thinking of how best we should have manufacturing industry which will instead process this product for our benefit. Should we export marijuana in a raw form, it will be as good as how much we are losing from the copper that we export. Today we lose a lot from copper because we do not have processing plants which will at the end of the day give us an end product from the copper, or a product which we shall sell at the end of the day. So for this product, let us open up our minds and make sure that once this product and the full registration is put in place. Let us make sure that as government, as private sector, let us make sure that we invest in the manufacturing industry for the betterment of this country.
Meanwhile, Religious Affairs Minister Reverend Godfrida Smiley has defended the cultivation and sale of cannabis.
Yes, I think if you follow clearly, what is being permitted is to cultivate marijuana for medicinal purposes. For medicinal purposes. And what that means is that it's not meant to be smoked or abused. And that's why that technical committee of various government ministers are sitting together to see how can we do it in such a manner that we don't cause problems. Obviously, the cultivation will be under strict security. It will not just be grown like that, no. There will be high-level security. And then even the export has to be done in such a way that product goes to those health institutions that will use the product for medicinal purposes. It is a drug for healing people, but it has been abused. So, I think our thing is to ensure that our people do not have access to abuse of that. Putting in measures to ensure that there's security, and also that we are not exporting for abuse, but just strictly for medicinal purposes.
Former Church of God National Overseer Bishop John Mambo has objected government's decision to cultivate marijuana. Bishop Mambo says government did not carry out consensus over the matter. Lovely Kayombo has more in this report.
Former Church of God National Overseer Bishop John Mambo has objected to government decision to legalize the cultivation of marijuana. Bishop Mambo said in the first place, government did not carry out wide consultations with all stakeholders on the matter. Bishop Mambo, who is also Chkwani Foundation president, wondered what criteria government will use to issue licenses for cultivation of marijuana. He said currently the country is grappling with challenges of alcohol and substance abuse and wondered if legalizing the cultivation of marijuana will not escalate the problem.
Instead of us focusing on what we intend doing going forward, God giving us reins, you are now bringing something that the majority of us are not for it. If it's for medicine, was it the doctors that approved it? And how will it be subscribed to those that will be taking it? Because in the past, the same government, through the three arm of government called the judiciary, someone was sentenced to prison. Now, if it has been legalized, have you made it public, and who will be doing it? Now, you're talking about exportation, because once you have legalized it, it means that anyone who has a muscle can implant it. Obviously, all what you are going to do is that you end up being a country of a heavy intake of cannabis. Reason being, right now, we are struggling in our families. The intake of alcohol has destroyed our country. Even the best that you know, some of them.
Reporting Lusaka, I'm Lovely Kayombo.
And Pastor Herbert Kawala from the United Methodist Church has condemned the cabinet's move to legalize the growing of cannabis.
From biblical point of view, I would say no. For we have known what the word of God says to us. The Bible tells us that God is omnipresent, omniscient, and omniscient. Because of these three, we want to know that God is all what we're looking for, or what we want to know. He is all powerful. He's all-knowing, he's all-present. And that changes our understanding. And I can remember something in the book of Acts, more especially when the Holy Spirit was being authenticated, that it was on that day of the Pentecost when people were filled with the Holy Spirit and they spoke in tongues. The people who heard them thought they were drunk. And we have been told that they were not drunk, but they were filled with the Holy Spirit. So if marijuana is to be used as a catalyst in doing or accomplishing some stuff in the bodies, then I would say no.
And the opposition Democratic Party, through its spokesperson Judith Kabemba, says the cap fees of $25,000 to enable one acquire a license for the sale of marijuana is far too much.
Yes, we have seen that the growing of weed has been legalized in Zambia. But our understanding is that one needs to have a license, which costs something like $250,000 US dollars in order to get this license. Now, the question one should ask is which Zambian at this particular moment can afford such amount of money. Therefore, when we look at this move, as good as it may be to some extent, we see it as a move that will benefit the same group of people, and the same group of people that is only known to President Edgar Lungu and his team. And so it is a really a matter that Zambians need to follow very closely and monitor very closely. Otherwise, it will end up just being one of those strategies that are meant to profit and benefit President Lungu and his team.
We take a break right now. More news plus international news coming up right after.
Kopala TV, Kopala ya buena mumwesu Kopala. Kopala TV.
My number. Ishusho limentindeaza yama oji orushana. Kopala TV.
Yama oji. Imuntu wandi Yesu. Fwebene by fwebene. Fwebene. I did the kalasti. Yako kopala futi yaba kopala.
Manje kuikatashani yoina. Na ena ya kuntambo oroni jiviji.
Wala iwe. Ile sango patopsta decoder. Channel 98 paku. Ninshi yatuvela. Puta mensa ninshi yalila ni efidimbwe. Kule izimoli la femunjazi.
So yuri landati Kopala TV tayawanga ya maboiling channel wako watu wachila tamba fe wino kwangwa filamba fyambo kupona uruwa mfotoro bantu ifuma channel wefingi fyamo pura fi
Alula iwe Kopala TV ni Kopala futi eile kuchalo no ushali mokuba molasti elo ile sansa Kopala yonse my number ukwambila pepa my number pandula lwansha kito paketi ke mufudila mufuken chingola pa chingo begi na chidila iwe ni Kopala TV eiliko
muntu wanda pakushongora pfeka top star wetata nde tambera pofi Kopala TV pachani 98 apa kude konkana ne charo bumper to bamba ni pate after pate wo pate after pate wo
Kopala TV OG
Kopala TV available on Topstar channel 98. Kopala TV, entertainment just for you.
Looking for an opportunity to grow your business? Well, Kopala TV has good news for all small-scale businesses. You can now advertise on Kopala TV's Makwebo. bonse bana mayo na bashtata iseni mulangishe amakwebo yenu pamutengo uachepa nga 100 kwacha. Yes, you heard right. For as low as 100 kwacha, your business will get its peak. Whatever the business, we will advertise. All you need to do is send a text of what your business offers, indicating the name, location, and contact details to the number below. Payment for the advertising spot can be made through MTN mobile money on the number down below. Makwebo, make your business known.
One Zambia, one nation.
Zambia chalo chesu. Stop political violence.
I am Zambian. I am against political violence.
I am Zambian, and I say disarm all cadres now.
It's not one Zambia if we kill each other. Stop the violence.
It's not good killing one another as Zambians. Stop the violence.
Let's keep the peace in our streets. Let's work to stay one Zambia.
It's not one Zambia if we kill each other. Stop the violence.
Ndimwina Zambia. Lekeni ukulwa pamulandu wa politics.
Welcome back. The Lusaka City Council says it has no immediate plans to erect new shelters at the market following the collapse of existing infrastructure last week. Here's Lovely Kayombo with a report.
Lusaka City Market Manager Mwenyamatafwari says there are no immediate plans to erect new shelters at the market. This is after the two shelters in the car park collapsed. In an interview, Matafwari said following the intervention of the Zambian National Service and the Zambia Army, business has resumed to normal after the rubbles were removed. He said traders who were trading the shelters have been retained to the alleys to ensure that the much-needed revenue is collected. Matafwari is hopeful that the shelters will be erected when the entire city market is reconstructed.
The tumbled shelters actually have been moved from the car park, definitely with the help of the Zambian National Service. In as much as we started removing it ourselves, ZNS came in and they helped us. We have removed everything. So like we were appealing to the people, rather to the government, that let's put back the lives of the people, because they're so much dependent on the business that they run, or rather conducting in the car park. So that thing was removed by yesterday in the evening. I think they managed to remove everything. So by today we expect to go back to our normal operational hours, our normal operational business. So as you can see, I think people are conducting their business as normal.
Reporting in Osaka, I'm Ravdi Kayombo.
The Zambia Roads and Highway Safety Group is urging motorists and other road users to be smart and help prevent road accidents this festive season. We have more in this report.
The Zambia Roads and Highway Safety Group is urging every road user to be road smart and help prevent road traffic accidents this festive season. The Zambia Roads and Highway Safety Group admin, International Banda, notes that many road traffic accidents in Zambia are recorded during the festive season, leading to damage to property and vulnerable lives. He said according to police and media reports, records show that in the last 3 years, the festive season has recorded on average 187 road traffic accidents in Zambia, leading to 18 deaths. Banda adds that these deaths have left a huge gap in the families and communities where these people came from.
The Zambia Road and Highway Safety Group is urging every road user to be road smart and help prevent road traffic accidents this festive season. The Zambia Roads and Highway Safety Group knows that many road traffic accidents in Zambia are recorded during the festive season, leading to damage to property and loss of valuable lives. According to police and media reports, records show that in the last 3 years, the festive season has recorded on average 187 road traffic accidents, leading to 18 deaths. These deaths have left a huge gap in the families and communities where these people came from. One death on our road is one death too many that we should not be having. The Zambian Roads and Highway Safety Group urges those families that will be traveling out of town to vacation spots to select a competent and well-qualified driver to drive the family. They should ensure that they utilize labours and other places to take rest during their journey, say every 100 kilometers, to ensure the driver's concentration is at 100%. Families should ensure every car that the family uses is well serviced and roadworthy, and that all passengers are buckled up in their seatbelts, especially children and women.
Reporting in Lusaka, I'm Lavri Kayombo.
Lastly, in foreign news, ex-Pakistan military leader Pervez Musharraf has been sentenced to death at a special court hearing in Islamabad. According to the BBC, the three-court member sentenced him over a high treason charge that has been pending since 2013. General Musharraf seized power in a military coup in 1999 and served as the country's president from 2001 to 2008. He is currently in Dubai as he was allowed to leave the country. Well, that item brings us to the end of the main news on Kopala TV. We'll look at the headlines once more. The opposition Green Party says the country could raise up to 36 billion United States dollars through the sale of medicinal marijuana. Opposition political parties condemn government's decision to legalize marijuana. Meanwhile, members of the public in Kitwe give different reactions on the growing of marijuana. And in foreign news, ex-Pakistan leader sentenced to death for treason. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to catch Kopala TV live on Facebook every day. And you can follow us on social media, other social media platforms. That's Instagram, Kopala TV, and Twitter at Kopala TV. Happy viewing.